Hey, today Joshua takes control and somehow Israel crosses the river. Stay tuned, I'll tell you exactly what happens. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into day 82. Today we start a new book of the Bible. Today we start in the book of Joshua. Yesterday we finished up Deuteronomy and got one book of Psalms in there, Psalms 91. But yesterday was kind of a sad and somber day. We came to the end of Moses' journey. He went up and died in the mountain where he got to look over to the land of Canaan that was promised to the people of Israel, but he's not going to get to go over there. So catch that chapter right up here. It's definitely a very interesting one, a very impactful one that you shouldn't miss. Today, again, we start in the book of Joshua. Now, Joshua takes the people of Israel from Moab, where they currently are. They cross the River Jordan. We'll see how that happens. Maybe God's going to perform another miracle there. And then they go over into Canaan, where they conquer the land of Canaan that has been promised to them. So buckle in, because we got a lot. We got 7 days here in the book of Joshua, so it's not going to take us too long to get through it. Today we are Joshua 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. We can dive right into it. So if you're ready, here we go. Joshua chapter 1. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, Yahweh spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' servant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise, go across this Jordan, you and all these people, to the land which I am giving to them, even to the children of Israel. I have given you every place that the sole of your foot will tread, as I told Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon even to the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and to the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your border. No man will be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous. Be careful to observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Don't turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall have good success. Haven't I commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid. Don't be dismayed. For Yahweh your God is with you wherever you go. That still holds true today. God is with you wherever you go. So don't be dismayed. Don't be afraid. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, Pass through the middle of the camp and command the people, saying, Prepare food, for within 3 days you are to pass over the Jordan, to go in to possess the land which Yahweh your God gives you to possess. Joshua spoke to the Reubenites and to the Gadites and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, saying, Remember the word which Moses the servant of Yahweh commanded you, saying, Yahweh your God gives you rest and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall live in the land which Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. But you shall pass over before your brothers armed, all the mighty men of valor, and shall help them, until Yahweh has given your brothers rest, as he has given you, and they have also possessed the land which Yahweh your God gives them. Then you shall return to the land of your possession and possess it, which Moses the servant of Yahweh gave you beyond the Jordan toward the sunrise. They answered Joshua, saying, All that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we listened to Moses in all things, so will we listen to you. Only may Yahweh your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandment and doesn't listen to your words and all that you command him shall himself be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. So that is very interesting that he's calling in that token that was with the Reubenites and the Gadites and that half tribe of Manasseh, because remember, they aren't going to live over in Canaan. They're going to stay on the other side of the Jordan where they currently are, but they're still going to go and fight to conquer that land as they have promised. So, Joshua chapter 2. Joshua the son of Nun secretly sent 2 men out of Shittim as spies, saying, "Go, view the land, including Jericho." They went and came into the house of a prostitute whose name was Rahab, and slept there. The king of Jericho was told, "Behold, men of the children of Israel came in here tonight to spy out the land." Jericho's king sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who have come to you, who have entered into your house, for they have come to spy out all the land." The woman took the 2 men and hid them. Then she said, "Yes, the men came to me, but I didn't know where they came from. About the time of the shutting of the gate, when it was dark, the men went out. Where the men went, I don't know. Pursue them quickly, you may catch up with them." But she had brought them up to the roof and hid them under the stalks of flax which she had laid in order on the roof. The men pursued them along the way to the fords of the Jordan River. As soon as those who pursued them had gone, they shut the gate. Before they had lain down, she came up to them on the roof. She said to them, "I know that Yahweh has given you the land, and that the fear of you has fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land melt away before you. For we have heard how Yahweh dried up the water of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and that you did to the king, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and to Og, whom you utterly destroyed. As soon as we had heard it, our hearts melted, and there wasn't any more spirit in any man because of you. For Yahweh your God, he is God in heaven above and on earth beneath. Now therefore please swear to me by Yahweh, since I have dealt kindly with you, that you also will deal kindly with my father's house, and give me a true sign, and that you will save alive my father, my mother, my brothers, and my sisters, and all that they have, and will deliver our lives from death." The men said to her, "Our life for yours, if you don't talk about this business of ours, and it shall be, when Yahweh gives us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with you." Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was on the side of the wall, and she lived on the wall. She said to them, "Go to the mountain, lest the pursuers find you. Hide yourselves there 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Afterward, you may go your way." The men said to her, "We will be guiltless of this your oath, which you've made us to swear. Behold, when we come into the land, tie this line of scarlet thread in the window which you used to let us down. Gather to yourself into the house your father, your mother, your brothers, and all your father's household. It shall be that whoever goes out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood will be on his head, and we will be guiltless. Whoever is with you in the house, his blood shall be on your head, if any hand is on him. But if you talk about this business of ours, then we shall be guiltless of your oath, which you've made us to swear." She said, "Let it be as you have said." She sent them away, and they departed. Then she tied the scarlet line in the window. They went and came to the mountain and stayed there 3 days, until the pursuers had returned. The pursuers sought them all along the way, but didn't find them. Then the 2 men returned, descended from the mountain, crossed the river, and came to Joshua the son of Nun. They told him all that had happened to them. They said to Joshua, "Truly Yahweh has delivered all the land into our hands. Moreover, all the inhabitants of the land melt away before us." Now keep this in mind. The fear of God has caused this prostitute to be so afraid that she has helped these 2 spies and has sworn to protect them if her and her family are protected. So if a prostitute can turn her life towards God, nothing that we can do can keep us away from God's grace and mercy. So Joshua chapter 3. Joshua got up early in the morning, and they moved from Shittim and came to the Jordan. he and all the children of Israel. They camped there before they crossed over. After 3 days, the officers went through the middle of the camp, and they commanded the people, saying, when you see the ark of Yahweh your God's covenant, and the Levitical priest bearing it, then leave your place and follow it. Yet there shall be a space between you and it of about 2,000 cubits by measure. Don't come closer to it, that you may know the way by which you must go, for you have not passed this way before. Joshua said to the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow Yahweh will do wonders among you. Joshua spoke to the priests, saying, take up the ark of the covenant and cross over before the people. They took up the ark of the covenant and went before the people. Yahweh said to Joshua, today I will begin to magnify you in the sight of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. You shall command the priest who bear the ark of the covenant, saying, when you come to the brink of the waters of the Jordan, you shall stand still in the Jordan. Joshua said to the children of Israel, come here and hear the words of Yahweh your God. Joshua said, by this you shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will without fail drive the Canaanite and the Hittite, the Hivite, the Perizzite, the Girgashite, the Amorite, and the Jebusite out from before you. Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth passes over before you into the Jordan. Now, therefore, take 12 men out of the tribes of Israel, for every tribe a man. It shall be, though, that when the soles of the feet of the priest who bear the ark of Yahweh, the Lord of all the earth, rest in the waters of the Jordan, that the waters of the Jordan will be cut off. The waters that come down from above shall stand in one heap. So he's going to stop this river. Just stop it. He parted the one. Now he's just going to stop them. The big old dam of water just stopped. Imagine that. Can you imagine? I can't imagine that. Just crazy. Verse 14. When the people moved from their tents to pass over the Jordan, the priest who bore the ark of the covenant being before the people, and when those who bore the ark had come to the Jordan, and the feet of the priest who bore the ark had dipped in the edge of the water, for the Jordan overflows all its banks all the time of harvest. The waters which came down from above stood and rose up in one heap a great way off. At Adam, the city that is beside Zerathim, and those that went down toward the sea of the Arabah, even the salt sea, were wholly cut off. Then the people passed over near Jericho. The priest who bore the ark of Yahweh's covenant stood firm on dry ground in the middle of the Jordan, and all Israel crossed over on dry ground until all the nation had passed completely over the Jordan. So he has split the Red Sea, and now he has dammed up the Jordan River as they can pass over on dry ground. Now keep in mind, there was a river running there, and now it is completely dry, that they're not walking through mud. They're walking across on dry land. That is miracles. God is working miracles again, as he continues to do today. Joshua chapter 4. When all the nation had completely crossed over the Jordan, Yahweh spoke to Joshua, saying, take 12 men out of the people, a man out of every tribe, and command them, saying, take from out of the middle of the Jordan, out of the place where the priest's feet stood firm, 12 stones. Carry them over with you, and lay them down in the place where you'll camp tonight. Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had prepared of the children of Israel, a man out of every tribe. Joshua said to them, cross before the ark of Yahweh your God into the middle of the Jordan, and each of you pick up a stone and put it on your shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel, that this may be a sign among you, that when your children ask in the future, saying, what do you mean by these stones? Then you shall tell them, because the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of Yahweh's covenant. When it crossed over the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off. These stones shall be for a memorial to the children of Israel forever. The children of Israel did as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the middle of the Jordan, as Yahweh spoke to Joshua according to the number of the tribes of the children of Israel. They carried them over with them to the place where they camped, and laid them down there. Joshua set up 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priest who bore the Ark of the Covenant stood. And they are there to this day. For the priest who bore the ark stood in the middle of the Jordan until everything was finished that Yahweh commanded Joshua to speak to the people according to all that Moses commanded Joshua. And the people hurried and passed over. When all the people had completely crossed over, Yahweh's ark crossed over with the priest in the presence of the people. The children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh crossed over armed before the children of Israel, as Moses spoke to them. About 40,000 men, ready and armed for war, passed over before Yahweh to battle, to the plains of Jericho. On that day Yahweh magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they feared Moses all the days of his life. Yahweh spoke to Joshua, saying, "Command the priests who bear the ark of the covenant, that they come up out of the Jordan." Joshua therefore commanded the priests, saying, "Come up out of the Jordan." When the priest who bore the ark of Yahweh's covenant had come up out of the middle of the Jordan, and the soles of the priest's feet had been lifted up to the dry ground, the waters of the Jordan returned to their place and went over all its banks as before. The people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month and encamped in Gilgal on the east border of Jericho. Joshua set up those 12 stones which they took out of the Jordan in Gilgal. He spoke to the children of Israel, saying, "When your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, 'What do these stones mean?' then you shall let your children know, saying, 'Israel came over this Jordan on dry land.' For Yahweh your God dried up the waters of the Jordan from before you until you had crossed over, as Yahweh your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up from before us until we had crossed over, that all the people of the earth may know that Yahweh's hand is mighty, and that you may fear Yahweh your God forever." Well, that is all of today's reading for today. This is getting really exciting. We're just getting started in the book of Joshua, and already God is working his miracles, drying up the river so they can cross over, just like he did the Red Sea. That is impressive. And to have the tribes that aren't going to inhabit Canaan still come over in great numbers to fight this fight for Israel, and to overtake the land that was promised to them. So anyways, that is all for today. I hope you gained something out of it. We're going to say a quick prayer before we get out of here. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together again today. Thank you for allowing us to start into another book of your great readings, Lord. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for performing the miracles that you continue to perform in our lives every day today, Lord Jesus. Thank you for all that you do in our daily lives, Lord. All the miracles and all the strength that you provide us, being our healer, being our doctor, being our lawyer, being our teacher, being our provider, Lord. Thank you for being our shelter, Lord. These things I pray for you today. Thank you and amen. All right, guys, that's all for today. I didn't even do a shirt check today. I didn't even show y'all this one. This is another new shirt. It just very simply says redeemed. So anyways, I appreciate you guys sticking with it. And we're going to get up right on into another couple days or chapters tomorrow. And we'll see what it has to bring. But as always, I'm going to keep praying for you guys. I hope you keep praying for me. And we're going to stay prayed up together. I love you guys, and we'll